A Manhattan man was killed Monday when his semi-truck veered off the road and crashed into a cornfield in far northeast Kansas. According to the Kansas Highway Patrol, 54-year-old Donnell Martin was driving westbound on U.S. Highway 36 in rural Doniphan County just before 6:30 last night when the truck exited the roadway to the north, struck a culvert and fence, and continued into the cornfield. Martin died at the scene. Authorities say it's unknown if he was wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. Authorities arrested a Junction City man over the weekend after he reportedly brandished a firearm during an argument in Manhattan. According to the Riley County Police Department, 27-year-old Brian McCallum was charged with aggravated assault and disorderly conduct after the incident Sunday afternoon near Fort Riley Boulevard and Points Avenue. A 39-year-old man was listed as the victim in the case. McCallum was released from jail after posting a $6,000 bond. Riley County Commissioners held another budget work session Monday where discussions centered around a budget proposal that would create a 10% increase in property taxes for the average homeowner. The proposed mill rate is currently 39.981, an increase of almost 2 mills from 2025. Commissioners debated the inclusion of some proposed positions in the 2026 budget. Riley County Budget and Finance Officer Brittany Phillips recounting some of the decisions that were made at yesterday's meeting by the commissioners.
So the appraiser, you approved those positions. Health Department, you approved both positions, but added in that equivalent 15,061, however that correlates to hours. Public Works was removed based on John's request. Museum cut to 325 hours. Community Corrections was approved, and County Attorney is not approved. And then CIP transfer, we're cutting $1 million, and Public Works, we're cutting $250,000.
The current proposed budget for Riley County is $57.3 million, a $1.9 million increase from the 2025 budget. Those budget discussions will continue Thursday with the revenue neutral rate hearing. Residents who live in the city of Riley will soon have a new provider collecting trash and recycling. Beginning August 1st, the city will be entering into a 3-year contract with Texas-based Waste Management Incorporated. The city has previously contracted with Average Joe's Trash Service based in Manhattan. City officials announced the change in a social media post on Monday. They say residents will notice some slight adjustments to their monthly bills. The monthly trash rate will increase by $1.10. Recycling rates will increase by $1.50. Totes will be swapped out during the last week of July, and city officials say an additional trash tote will cost $15. Starting in August, residents will have their trash collected on Tuesdays rather than Monday. Recycling will be collected every other Tuesday beginning August 12th. Nearly 70 acres of land east of Oliver Brown Elementary will be rezoned following unanimous action Monday at the Pottawatomie County Commission meeting. County officials approved a request from Lucky Holdings, LLC, to rezone the area from A1 agricultural to R2 intermediate density residential. That move paves the way for a future residential subdivision at the southeast corner of Juniata Road and Moody Road. Here's County Planner Bridget Snow.
An R2 district allows all uses that are permitted in R1 and a slightly higher density of use, including up to a fourplex or quadplex structure.
Commissioners did share some concerns about drainage and road access in that area. Currently, Juniata Road does not extend east of the school property, and Moody Road does not extend south beyond Juniata. The county also owns land north of Excel and south of Moody Road with plans for a future road connection there on what would be the westernmost boundary of that proposed subdivision.
They would make sure that they were having slope away from these properties and up into their yards. As it is, the natural slope for the areas does kind of all come down there. So they just make sure at the time that they do the road work that they're not creating slope into these people's properties.
Developers said Monday there is no timeline for new construction.
This episode is brought to you by Starbucks. Smooth, bright, deliciously crafted. Introducing Starbucks Sansera Blend, their smoothest, brightest coffee yet. It's a new kind of light roast, one that's packed with so much flavor, it shines no matter how you brew it. So go ahead and try it hot, iced, black, or with a splash of creamer. Visit athome.starbucks.com/Sansera-blend-coffee to bring Starbucks Sansera Blend home.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. K-State saw two baseball players selected on the final day of the Major League Baseball draft this year. Shortstop Maximus Martin and left-handed pitcher Jacob Frost had their names called on Monday. Martin selected in the 10th round by the Red Sox, followed by Frost. He was taken with the 315th pick overall by the Dodgers to close out the 10th. Martin becomes just the second Wildcat ever drafted by the Red Sox. Frost is the 9th player in program history selected by the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani will bat leadoff as the DH for the National League in tonight's All-Star game at Truist Park in Atlanta. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts announced an NL lineup that will have Ronald Acuna Jr. batting second, Ketel Marte third. Detroit's Tarek Skubal will pitch for the AL. Paul Skeens of the Pirates will start for the National League for a second straight season. The two rank first and second in fastball velocity this season. Kansas City has 4 players on the roster for tonight's game, led by starting pitcher Chris Bubich.
It's really cool just to be, validated by, my peers and, people around the league, and just to kind of be in the conversation with some of the guys who are here, year after year, just makes it that much more special.
Shortstop Bobby Witt Jr., infielder Michael Garcia, and closer Carlos Estevez are also in Atlanta for tonight's tilt. That can be heard on News Radio KMAN beginning at 6. Seattle's Cal Raleigh won his first All-Star Home Run Derby, having led the big leagues in long balls going into the break. He defeated Tampa Bay's Junior Caminero 18-15 in the final round. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.